What would happen if one narrow waterway suddenly shut down and the world lost access to a huge portion of its oil? The Strait of Hormuz, located between Iran and Oman, is one of the most important shipping routes on Earth. Every day, massive oil tankers move through this narrow corridor, carrying nearly 20 million barrels of oil, almost 20% of the world's total oil consumption. Around 3,000 ships pass through this strait every month, transporting energy that powers economies across the globe. But if rising tensions or military threats stop ships from passing through this route, the consequences could be enormous. Even without a physical blockade, fear alone can shut the strait down. When ships face threats from drones, missiles, or naval attacks, companies simply refuse to send their tankers through the region. Without insurance and security guarantees, the risk becomes too high. Analysts say that in such situations, the strait becomes de facto closed, meaning ships technically can pass, but no one is willing to take the risk. And when the flow of oil slows down, global markets react immediately. During recent tensions near the strait, attacks on several vessels pushed oil prices sharply higher. The global benchmark Brent crude briefly surged above $80 per barrel, and experts warn prices could climb much higher if the disruption continues. At the same time, shipping costs have skyrocketed. Hiring a supertanker to transport oil from the Middle East to Asia has jumped to more than $400,000 per trip, nearly double the normal cost. The real concern is the massive amount of energy that moves through this narrow passage. Nearly 1/3 of the world's seaborne oil trade passes through the Strait of Hormuz. Oil from Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Kuwait, the United Arab Emirates, and Iran all relies on this route to reach global markets. If the strait closes, millions of barrels of oil per day could suddenly disappear from international supply. Asia would be hit the hardest. Countries like China, India, Japan, and South Korea depend heavily on oil shipments from the Persian Gulf. In fact, more than 80% of the crude oil leaving the strait is headed toward Asian economies. Higher oil prices would raise transportation costs, increase inflation, and make everyday products more expensive around the world. At the same time, Gulf countries that rely on oil exports would lose billions of dollars in revenue if their tankers cannot leave the region. In other words, a closure of the Strait of Hormuz would not just be a regional problem, it could send shockwaves through the entire global economy. That's why this narrow waterway is considered one of the most critical choke points in the world. And every time tensions rise in this region, the global economy holds its breath, because the fate of this small strait could impact billions of people worldwide.